Long ago, in a quiet African village surrounded by golden fields and tall trees, all the animals lived together in harmony. They shared food, laughter, and stories beneath the great baobab tree. The tortoise, known for his cunning and sharp wit, was among them, always pretending to be wise and humble. But deep in his heart, the tortoise was full of pride. He loved to boast about his cleverness and often looked down on others. "No one is as smart as I am," he would say. His words annoyed the other animals, but they kept their peace, for the tortoise was tricky and hard to argue with. One bright morning, news spread through the land that the king of the birds was hosting a grand feast in the sky. Every creature with wings was invited. The animals chattered excitedly. Delicious food, sweet fruit, and music would fill the clouds. But the tortoise, who could not fly, grew jealous and began to plot. That night, as the moonlight bathed the forest, the tortoise approached the birds. "My dear friends," he said sweetly, "take me with you. I can entertain the Sky King with my wisdom." The birds hesitated, but his clever tongue convinced them. They each plucked a feather and together made him a pair of wings. The next morning, the tortoise joined the birds as they soared into the sky. The wind brushed his shell, and the world below grew small. He laughed with pride, shouting, "Look at me! I can fly higher than all of you." The birds frowned. His boastful nature had returned. They soon arrived at the Sky Kingdom, where tables were lined with golden plates and steaming pots of food. The Sky King welcomed them warmly. "You are all honored guests," he said. But the tortoise, thinking himself clever, bowed and said, "Thank you, Your Majesty. My name is all of you." When the feast began, the Sky King announced, "This meal is for all of you." Hearing this, the tortoise quickly stepped forward and began to eat everything. "You heard the king," he laughed between mouthfuls. "The food is for me, all of you." The birds stared in disbelief as he gobbled up every dish. Angry and humiliated, the birds whispered among themselves. "He has tricked us again," one said. "Let him find his own way home," said another. Quietly, they each took back their feathers while the tortoise wasn't looking. When the feast ended, he prepared to fly home, but his wings were gone. The tortoise peered down from the clouds and trembled. "Oh no, how will I get down?" He called out to the birds, but none answered. Desperate, he begged the Sky King to send a message to his wife. "Tell her to lay out soft things for me to land on." The king agreed. But when the Sky King's messenger reached the tortoise's wife, he twisted the message out of spite. "Your husband says you should lay out hard things for him to land on," the messenger said. So she gathered mortars, pestles, and sharp stones, spreading them across the ground. When the tortoise finally leaped from the sky, he fell faster and faster until crack. His shell shattered into many pieces. His wife screamed in horror. Gently, she gathered the broken pieces and called the wise men of the village to mend them together. But the shell never looked the same again. From that day on, the tortoise walked with a cracked shell, a reminder to all who saw him. Pride and deceit may bring momentary gain, but they always end in downfall. And so, the tortoise learned, though too late, that humility is the true mark of wisdom.